Hello everyone! In this video, I'll be using the pH test kit that came with my vertical hydroponic grow tower. This kit is from General Hydroponics, and although I got it with the foodie tower, you can buy it on Amazon for around $20. It comes with a small bottle of testing solution. You just use 3 to 5 drops per test, so even though it's a small bottle, it will last for quite a while. It has a pH test strip printed right on the bottle. This way you can't lose it. In simple terms, pH measures how acidic or alkaline your water is. A pH of 7.0 is considered neutral. That's this green color here on the strip. And a reading less than 7 is acidic. That would be a red to orange color. A reading above 7 is alkaline, and then you would get a bluer color. Plants like a slightly acidic pH, usually between 5.5 and 6.5 is the range for most plants. At this pH range, plants are able to absorb nutrients more easily. If the pH falls out of this range, then the plants have trouble absorbing nutrients properly, and this is sometimes referred to as nutrient lockout. This kit comes with solutions to adjust the pH if it's off. If the pH is too high, you want to use pH down by adding a small amount of it. They put that in an orange colored bottle. And if your pH is too low, then you want to add a small amount of pH up, appropriately packaged in a blue bottle. These are 8-ounce bottles, but you only need to use a very small amount, around 1 milliliter per gallon of water, so a little goes a long way. I also have a pH meter. The meter needs to be calibrated properly, and it didn't come with pH up or down. Yes, you can use baking soda or vinegar or some other home ingredients to adjust the pH of your water, but the pH up and down solutions are much more reliable and stable, so they give consistent results. This pH meter comes with 4.0, 6.86, and 9.18 packets to calibrate the meter at 3 levels before using. I might do a video on this in the future, but so far I'm not impressed with its accuracy. Maybe I didn't calibrate it properly, so I'll have to play with it a bit more and get back to you on that. Now, this test kit is a different story. There's nothing to calibrate and it's easy to use. It's definitely what's called old school, but sometimes the old school stuff works better than the new stuff. This is probably more reliable in terms of knowing whether your water is within the range of where it needs to be without worrying about whether it's calibrated properly. Back to the pH kit, it comes with everything you see here. A small bottle of test solution, a small plastic vial to use as a test tube, a dropper, and 2 bottles of solution, 1 up and 1 down. The test tube came cracked. It's plastic, but it holds water without leaking. So no worries, although I wasn't happy that it came cracked. Alright, it's time to go ahead and test the water for my hydroponic Tiny Tim tomatoes. I started these to compare growing the seeds in rock wool versus rapid rooter plugs. As you can see, the plants are doing the same, no difference with these hydroponic plants. This tote has about 3 gallons of hydroponic water in it. The plants on the right are in soil, and the results of my rock wool versus rapid rooter plugs are different for the soil. The plants I started in the rapid rooter plugs are growing faster than the plants I started in the rock wool. But they're all doing great. And these cherry tomatoes are rescues from my summer garden. Actually, they're clones, and they're doing great as well. Okay, let's get some water from this tote. And I need to fill this plastic tube halfway. Once you have the water filled halfway in the tube, then just add 3 to 5 drops of the testing solution. That's the small bottle. I put in 5 drops. Cap the tube and shake it up. And now let's compare it with the test strip. And the color looks orange. It's easier to see if you put a white paper behind it, and if you compare it with the strip on the bottle, my water looks to be about 5.0. Now let's test my tap water. Actually, this water is from my reverse osmosis system. It's triple filtered, and it's the water I use for all my hydroponic plants. Here I'm filling the tube halfway with the reverse osmosis water, adding 5 drops of the testing solution, cap, and shake. And you can see this is a little more yellow-green than the water from the hydroponic system. And when I compare it to the test strip, it looks to be around 6.0. So since the water from the tote with my tiny Tim tomato plants tested at 5.0, I'm going to add some pH up to boost the pH up a bit. According to this handy chart from the extension site at Oklahoma State University, the pH for hydroponic tomatoes should be somewhere between 6.0 and 6.5. This is a nice handy chart if you want to refer to it. Just do a search for Oklahoma State University and hydroponics and it should come up in Mother Google. So I need to adjust the pH in this tote upwards since the reading is at 5 and I want the pH to be between 6 and 6.5. Remember, a little goes a long way, so it's best to add 1 ml per gallon of water, and this tote has between 2 and 3 gallons of water, so I added 2 ml of pH up, swished the water around, and then waited around an hour until things settle down before retesting. I've done this before, so I know it needs around 2 ml, but if this is your first time using the product, then start with just 1 ml at a time to see how it changes the pH. Okay, it's about an hour since I added the pH up, and let's test the water again. I fill the tube up halfway, add 5 drops of the test solution, cap and shake, and you can see the water is greener than before. Now it's between 6 and 6.5, which is just about where it should be. The pH will fluctuate depending on the nutrients that are added and how frequently you change out the water. I like to read about other growers' experiences on Reddit, and you can see that many prefer the old school method using a test strip rather than a pH meter that needs calibration. There is also some discussion about making sure to use a stable upper or downer. Using kitchen ingredients can result in wild pH fluctuations, and the stuff from General Hydroponics appears to be pretty stable stuff. And no, I'm not sponsored by them. Make sure to pay attention to your plants every day, and if you notice they look stressed, then measure the pH. Sometimes all they need is a little pick-me-up. This is my pick-me-up. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button to help my channel grow. I really appreciate it. And thanks for watching. Bye.